Okay, so we've got 7 graduate standards all together. I will be focusing on Standard 1.4, which is Strategies for Teaching Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Students. I have chosen to focus on this standard because, being Aboriginal myself, and with some schools in my area already knowing the resources and connections I have with Aboriginal elders, I feel that I may be asked to support Aboriginal students specifically, as well as all other students in schools. So I want to have a solid and accurate, as well as reliable knowledge base, so that I'm able to be more confident when delivering lessons and targeted support to Indigenous students. As I move through the presentation, you will see that I could have focused on different graduate standards, but I've chosen this one because I feel that this is what I need most practice in. The website I'm focusing on, the resource, is called Wingaru, which covers all 7 of the key learning areas, as well as many of the general capabilities and cross-curriculum priorities. So the resource also provides opportunities for professional development for teachers. And Wingaru's mission is, it has a goal of combating racism and discrimination, as it's widely understood that reconciliation will only be achieved through education and acknowledgement of the past. A bit more about Wingaru education. The resources are multi-nation, which means they provide resources that are respectful of all Indigenous nations. Each activity, story, or game gives reference from which group the theme comes from. For example, the Darug area, which is from the Hawkesbury River. And that helps us to be more respectful and helps the students to understand their background, as well as helps the teacher understand that, and the students, that there's not just one Aboriginal culture, there's in fact more than 250. So the resources are specific to particular Indigenous language groups and nations. The AECG, it recognises this resource, so that's a New South Wales Aboriginal Education Council group, which is wonderful. And there's many differentiated task options in Wingaru, which means that you can set one topic for your class, but still differentiate the activities for each student, depending on their level of ability. It gives the teachers confidence when embedding First Nations studies into their lessons. They know that they're going to be culturally appropriate, and it especially reassures me when I am educating Aboriginal students who are not from my area, which is Darug, and gives me that bit of reassurance. So you can align the lessons with individual student PLP goals, and we know that they're aimed at driving student learning. So there's many digital interactive resources on there. It's also important to note that student work can be marked centrally through Wingaru, which takes the pressure off the teachers. And it complements other schemes such as Magabala Books, Storylines website, and the ABC Indigenous videos. So because these complement each other, they can be used in conjunction with each other, which means that we can give students access to the most suited resources. Here we have one of the lessons, and we can see in Wingaru you have the option to look at the lesson plan. The specific curriculum outcomes. So that's very helpful in terms of programming. A video which is always accompanied with every lesson plan to support your teaching. Digital activities which you can download, and also printable activities. So we return back to our dashboard, there's plenty of different lesson plans as well as support for the teacher.